Kalonzo is a politician who has been around for a long time. Kalonzo and Kibaki, you can put them all more or less, they have a lot of similarities. And everybody dismissed Kibaki. But Kibaki became president. He was General Kigwaya, which means the coward. The king of the cowards. That is a man who never saw a fence on which he did not want to sit. That is Mwai Kibaki, Emilio Mwai Kibaki. Emilio Stanley Mwai Kibaki. I don't know what is Stanley or Emilio Mwai Kibaki. Kalonzo has been called watermelon.
Sure.
A person who can't make a decision, who is flip-flopping, this and that. But he can become president. After Kenyatta, Moi was not dramatic. I've told you, Moi was low-key. After him, Kibaki, low-key. Uhuru came in not because he was dramatic, because he was a prince. The first president to win in this country by being forceful is William Ruto. The first person who is forceful to win the presidency is William Ruto. So don't dismiss Kalonzo.
These theatrics are looking bad on DP Kithure Kindiki. Yes. It is not his style. He belongs to the school of Kalonzo.
Yes. Yes.
Would you still now tell...
Asiseme ni noma, you asiseme.
Mbwekse ya rais, mbwekse.
Fire, asiseme ni fire, pa. Na itoki. And he doesn't have to.
Let Rigathi be.
You look at history. There are figures who defeated others in palace coups and palace wars. And they were very unknown, very quiet.
Tired of the same old shopping experience? Step into a smarter way to shop with Whiteson Group, Kenya's go-to online store for quality you can trust. From gadgets and homeware to everyday essentials, we deliver convenience right to your door. Fast shopping, secure payments, and top-notch customer care, all in one place. Visit whitesongroup.com today. Whiteson Group, simple, reliable, delivered.
I'm so glad to have you on Richard Mwenja exclusive yet again with the renowned thought leader himself, Professor Herman Manyora. Today is a black affair on the set. Prof, how are you doing?
Good, just called.
Just called. All right, Prof. The president now openly talks about, actually dismisses Right Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka as a walkover come 2027 general elections. If the opposition decides to field Kalonzo Musyoka as his competitor, as his rival. But then again, you as a seasoned political analyst, would you say that the president is celebrating way too early?
When in our youthful days, when we were young, we used to like boxing, heavyweight. Like Muhammad Ali, formerly Cassius Clay.
The icon.
Joe Frazier, George Foreman. Rumble in the Jungle, the fight between George Foreman and Muhammad Ali in Kinshasa, Zaire. Rumble in the Jungle. Then there came people like Mike Tyson with his hairstyle that ruled the waves. And then we stopped there. I don't know who is there these days. During the weigh-in, when they go to weigh, every boxer says his thing. In difficult American English, you can't follow. But they are dismissing the other. And jumping up and
Selling fear.
The day before the bout, when they are weighing and so it's normal for people to say things about their opponents.
Fantastic, Prof.
Coaches of football say things about the other team. So Ruto is in order. Just talking about those people is quite in order. Yes.
On one hand, Kalonzo Musyoka is being dismissed by President Ruto as a walkover, a passing cloud, inconsequential in the 2027 matrix.
Yes.
On the flip side, they are making deliberate attempts by the day to woo him and bring him on their side.
So that contradiction should tell you.
Yeah. So what value does Kalonzo bring to the table in the first place? What magnitude of value?
Kalonzo is a politician who has been around for a long time. Kalonzo and Kibaki, you can put them all more or less, they have a lot of similarities. And everybody dismissed Kibaki. But Kibaki became president. He was General Kigwaya, which means the coward. The king of the cowards. That is a man who never saw a fence on which he did not want to sit. That is Mwai Kibaki, Emilio Mwai Kibaki. Emilio Stanley Mwai Kibaki. I don't know what is Stanley or Emilio Mwai Kibaki. Kalonzo has been called watermelon.
Sure.
A person who can't make a decision, who is flip-flopping, this and that. But he can become president.
He can become
Kibaki
president.
did become president. Moi was dismissed outright when Kenyatta died in 1978. Those who are there will tell you. I remember there was a lineup by, is it Africa? There was a very popular magazine or something, journal or something, and something, a magazine, what do you call them? Weekly or monthly thing.
Whispers?
It was something, no, not in Kenya, it was UK. And then there was the popular weekly review or something like that. They looked at the possible successors to Moi, to Kenyatta. Mbiuko Inange, Dr. Njoroge Mungai, Jeremiah Mwaniki Nyaga, or something like that. There was Masinde Muliro, the uncrowned prince. That's how it read. There was Mwai Kibaki in an edition where he featured the rising star just before he was picked by Moi. So all those people were the possible successors. In Paul Ngei, Jackson Harvester Ngaini, the big names, all of them, Moi did not feature. In fact, Charles Jonjo, everybody. After he took over, the Constitution then stipulated that when there's a vacant in the office of the president, and remember we were warned not to imagine the death of the president, because you could be jailed.
Abomination.
That was jail, not to encompass, not to imagine, not to... If there was a vacant in the office, then the vice president will be in charge for 90 days, during which time there will be an election to fill that office. In 1978, Moi takes over for 90 days, and he's referred to as a passing cloud.
A passing cloud?
But nobody gave him a chance. Then politics being what it is, scheming and games, Njonjo teams up with the others to make it difficult for those who want to take from, to make it, makes it impossible for those who wanted to make it impossible for Moi to succeed. They were called the Change the Constitution group. Let me educate you, Kidogo.
Sure.
Let me be Raila today.
Take me way back.
Yeah, so what happened? Through that maneuver, we didn't even have an election. Moi was nominated and opposed as the KANU candidate, and KANU was the only party de facto that time. So there was no election. Moi slid into State House. Nyayo, ndabada nyayo, mzee, nyayo. What happens? They still referred to him as a passing cloud, because people like Njonjo were scheming to take over from him. There are those who put Moi there because he was too weak to survive. Unajua Moi aligonga miaka ngapi? Hiyo sasa si unajua.
Yeah, sure.
Miaka ngapi?
24.
24 kwa wale wajui kizungu. Kwa kizungu ni how many years?
24 years.
Mtoto anakuwa conceived,
Ana graduate university.
anazaliwa, anaingia shule ya chekechea, anaenda shule ya msingi, anaenda sekondari, anamaliza chuo kikuu, anaajiriwa kazi. Moi akiwa president. The passing cloud. So I'm trying to tell you,
Sure.
anybody who would dismiss Kalonzo would be wasting their time.
If we are to look at most recent events in Kalonzo's political maneuvers, we saw him there spearheading the Gen Z anniversary from Basilica, making the walk, the march to Parliament, to lay wreath. And even thereafter, he was appearing in person in court on behalf of these Gen Z who had been arrested and faced with terrorism charges. Yeah. So if we are to actually audit these moves from Kalonzo Musyoka, do they speak to the hearts of the Gen Z, whom you've always argued they could be the kingmakers in 2027 elections?
Unfortunately for him, not quite. He hasn't touched the Gen Zs. The Gen Z see him as a continuation of the old order.
An extension?
And of the old, perpetuation, extension and perpetuation of the old order. He hasn't done anything to excite the Gen Zs. But we are still 2 years ahead. 2 years to the next election, more than 2 years. In between, many things could happen. Yeah.
Fantastic. When you're actually talking about Kamba Nation politics, they have always rallied behind Kalonzo Musyoka in every general elections, almost to a fault. But now, we are looking at figures like Alfred Mutua, CS, from Kamba Nation, actually now dismissing Kalonzo Musyoka by the day, holding a parallel camp, and some would want to question, is Alfred Mutua enough blow to Kalonzo's political future in Kamba Nation in the first place?
Nobody. For now, nobody. Alfred Mbogagani.
The only person
For now,
who comes
the king
close.
of Ukambani is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Period. There is no debate about that. Anything is a waste of time.
And you still argue that the second in command in Kamba Nation politics is now Mutula Jr.
For now, yes.
And not even Alfred Mutua.
No. Mutula Jr., although I've heard whispers, he's not living up to that bidding. He need to up his game. I'll look for him and tell him, up your game. But so far, because the other firebrand, the Kinawambua from Kitui, there's the blue-eyed boy, Robert Ombui. If Junior doesn't take care, Robert Ombui will be the successor to Kalonzo.
Or perhaps Dan Manzo.
Dan Manzo is another one. Yeah. So I think Junior, he's an crowned prince of Ukambani politics. But he's not living up to the expectation.
To that expectation.
Yeah.
All right. Circling back to Kalonzo's political element, you've talked about him being a political statesman, akin to Mwai Kibaki, the late president. But then again, we're at a time whereby to take down President Ruto, you need to have your blow punchy enough. Yes. And one figure who has espoused that in the opposition coalition is Rigathi Gachagua. Right. Would you now implore Kalonzo Musyoka to be also a bit more combative going forth?
You see, this idea, I've dismissed it. We should not force Kalonzo to be Raila. We should not force Kalonzo to be Gachagua. Those two, that is their style. They are people of crowds. Raila, the crowds, he's the owner of crowds. You can't ask Kalonzo to be Raila. Just as you can't ask Raila to be Kalonzo. Life would be too boring for Raila if you told him to play politics like Kalonzo. So it's a matter of style. I keep telling people, don't force a style on Kalonzo.
Let Kalonzo be.
Kibaki became president. He wasn't dramatic. He wasn't noisy. He was never seen in a uniform dancing on stage. The day, I think there's a day I saw him something. No, it wasn't a uniform. Can somebody please, viewers, remind me if Kibaki ever put on a uniform, the rainbow colors, whatever. He had a shirt and a tie, the trademark, blue and the tie. And he, that's the closest he came to, I think, to uniform. But I stand corrected. I want my viewers to tell me and send me a picture of Kalonzo. We shall run it on stage of Kibaki in uniform. At that time, Kina Raila were very popular in uniform. LDP, they had their own colors. We had others with their colors. Before that, even NDP tracked Raila. There was Ford Kenya with their green or something like that. I don't remember Kibaki jumping on stage even before he got an accident. So you don't have to be dramatic. Politics is not always for the dramatic. In fact, the history of this country has shown, right from Kenyatta, the people who are agitators, Dedan Kimathi, they did not become president. Even among the early politicians, the Legico politicians, the Lancaster House politicians, Kenyatta doesn't feature there as a hardliner. He doesn't. He was a moderate politician. He was even dismissed by many people. After Kenyatta, Moi was not dramatic. I've told you, Moi was low-key. After him, Kibaki, low-key. Uhuru came in not because he was dramatic, because he was a prince. The first president to win in this country by being forceful is William Ruto. The first person who is forceful to win the presidency is William Ruto. So don't dismiss Kalonzo.
Don't dismiss Kalonzo.
Yeah.
And it reminds me something. You've always talked about these theatrics are looking bad on DP Kithure Kindiki. Yeah. It is not his style. He belongs to the school of Kalonzo.
Yes. Yes,
Would you
yes.
still now tell
Asiseme ni noma, hiyo asiseme.
mbwekse ya rais, mbwekse?
Fire, asiseme ni fire pana. Haitoki. And he doesn't have to.
Let Rigathi be.
You look at history. There are figures who defeated others in palace coups and palace wars. And they were very unknown, very quiet. Shakespeare says Julius Caesar is afraid of the Caesars. These guys who are quiet, they think a lot and they are dangerous people. There have been people in history who never uttered a word. Even during times of revolution, you will be found out even in Castro. There were people who are more powerful, more punchy. When Margaret Thatcher was being knocked off the stage, the guy who was carrying the banner was Hellstein. He didn't succeed. He didn't succeed, Margaret Thatcher. The colorless, pale John Major took over. So history is full of examples of people who are never really fighters, but who schemed quietly and became the leaders. It's full, it's everywhere.
Well, there you have it. Underestimate Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka at your own peril. That is the warning from Professor Herman Manyora. Great to do this with you today. Let's do this again in the evening on other editions with Jadiel Kabiru and Evan Sukinyi.